Hey there guys, Devlon on TBI here, coming at you with a deck profile, and this deck profile is one of my decks that took me a while to complete. Basically what happened was it was very hard to get some of the cards that's in this deck now. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So this is gonna be my executioner deck. I've been trying to complete this deck for a while now, but of course, a lot of people overvalue the cards, and the cards are expensive in this deck apparently, so I don't know why, but it is, so it's whatever. But yeah, it's finally complete. So let's get straight into my buddy. My buddy is Sound Speed Jailer, Hella Gepard. Reason why I chose him as my buddy is because to be honest, there's a couple of buddy potentials in this deck, but I chose Gepard because I just wanted to blink out in the deck. To be honest, let's be honest here. I just wanted to blink out, so yeah. So that's my buddy. So let's get straight into the deck. First off, we got a size 0 lineup. First size 0 is Countdown. He's in here for options, to be honest. So pretty much, you mill a lot in the deck because it's executioners, of course. There's a potential to mill Dawn, or if you draw him, you charge and draw. You can pay him as gauge later and stuff like that. But basically he's options, and what I mean by that is I do play a couple of size 3s in the deck, so it allows me to have a full formation, like a size 3 item and a size 0. Because one of my OCDs is I want to have a full formation with a size 3 is what along with a size 0, and in this deck Dawn is that 0. So yeah, he's a pretty solid card. He helps with that 4K power, like beat over things if I don't want to waste my 3 or my item to kill it and stuff like that. And he adds a little bit more to the damage output by like 1 crit. So pretty nice, pretty solid card. Next, we have 4 copies of Formless Jailer. Formless Jailer is a 2-1-1. What he does is put the top, I mill top 2 and pay gauge. If I do, I put him into the soul of a monster. If he's in the soul of an executioner or ninja, if you play him in ninjas, that card gets soul guard, and if I have 15 or more cards in the drop, that card gets critical +1, which is really nice. So it adds to your damage output pretty much, and it allows for more damage, or allows for more soul guard to cards that don't have like soul guard originally, and you want to protect them and stuff like that, and you want them to have anything. So yeah, so he's a pretty solid card. He's really good in the deck. So yeah, 4 of him. Next, we have 2 copies of Headslay Jela Brujeria. Brujeria is a 3-2-1. Basically, he's only here to search a gate. So when he enters the field, I may pay 1 gauge and search my deck for a gate. Goals will play him as like a vanilla size 1 with 2 crit for no reason. Like, that's also an option too, but he's mostly in here to search gate. So yeah, pretty solid card. 2 copies. Next, we have 3 copies of Lethal Poison Jela Silhouette Leroy. Leroy is amazing. He's literally, in my opinion, the best Mock Raver in the game. Legit, best Mock Raver in the game, people. 1-2-1, size 1. During an attack on my opponent's turn, if I have 4 more spells on my drop, I can call this card from my hand and redirect any attack towards him. So he becomes so it doesn't say call him to the center. I can call him to the right or the left and make him a Raging Spirit, which is amazing. So he literally is like another shield. He chump blocks attacks for you. That's very, very good. And in my opinion, he's like really good. He's better in executions than Shadow Shades. Shadow Shades, in my opinion, are size 3 based. But yeah, he's amazing. So yeah. 3 copies of Silhouette Leroy. 4 copies of Sword Edge Jailer Zagulis, 5-2-1, size 1. So here's a call cost to pay 1 gauge, and then when he enters the field, search my deck for up to 1 gauge of Verdict Judgment. Put it in my hand and shuffle my deck. If I search my deck, shuffle it. One good thing about this guy, Bushi recently errated him. So now his new effect is search my deck or drop zone for up to 1 gate of Verdict Judgment. Put it in my hand, shuffle my deck. If I search my deck, shuffle it. That is amazing. So basically they just made him a lot better. So basically if my opponent kills one of my gates, like, and I don't feel like searching my deck or deck thinning or whatnot, and I just feel like getting that gate back or something, like out of pure, I don't know, just feel like it, I'll just go, okay, calls the Goulis, get my gate from the drop, play it again, what did you do? So for 1 gauge, you basically get your gate back, which is amazing. So 4 copies of Zagulis. He's really, really good. Very solid card. Next up, we got 4 copies of Chaotic Hunt Jela Soku. Soku's amazing. He's 2 across the board. Size 1, and he has the ability Thornet Fishing, which when he enters the field, mill top 2. If there's an executioner among them, I draw a card. So he's pretty much the what's that card called? Thunder Knight's Drake Archer, I think it was called. Yeah, he's a Drake Archer in this deck. So yeah, pretty solid. Probably one of the best size ones in executioners that you gotta max out. So yeah, and this is the Elder Potential Buddy material. So if you feel like if you want to get a buddy and you don't want it to be Gepard, you can use this guy, which is what most people's been doing. So yeah, pretty solid card, very, very good. And now starting the size 2 lineup. We have Hazel Emperor Jailer All King. So starting the size 2 lineup, he's a 425 size 2 with the act ability of mill top 3. If I do, destroy a spell or item on my opponent's field. Use this ability once per turn. So he's really, really good in this deck. He's good against the mirror match. He's good against Guardians. He's good against other decks that have important set spells they want to keep. He's good against every other deck that uses, because every deck uses items in this day and age. Like the only items he can't hit are items are like major ones like Dragon Forces, and stuff like that. Like items that can't be destroyed by card effects and stuff. So yeah, he's really, really good. He gets rid of important things on my opponent's field. So yeah, he just wreaks havoc on them. So yeah, 2 copies of him. Next, we got 4 copies of Tempest Jela Ikaruga. Ikaruga is legit one of your best size 2s you want to go into. Another potential buddy. 712 for stats. Call causes pay 1 gauge, and when he attacks and destroys an opponent's monster or deals damage to my opponent, I gain a life. Then if I have 10 or more cards in the drop or Gate of Averted Judgment in the field, I get to draw cards. So basically just have a Judgment in the field. Oh, kill your monster, gain a life and draw. Kill your monster, gain a life and draw because he has double attack. And or Poke for one, gauge and draw twice. I mean, life and draw twice. So I drew 2 and gained 2 life just for my opponent for 2 damage, 1 individual. Or I can buff him up with Formless Jailer and make him a 2 crit, do 4 damage to my opponent at the same time gaining 2 life and 2 draws. So he gives you advantages, and he can potentially like have good damage output or board wipe your opponent and just still give you advantage off of it. So like that is amazing. This card now I see why this card is like one of the hardest cards to find now. It's just amazing in execution. It's just, like he's a staple 4 of in my opinion. So yeah, pretty good. Next we have 4 copies of my buddy. 626 for stats. Call causes 1 gauge and put the top card of my deck into soul. He has Soul Guard and move naturally, and his ability is when he's destroyed, I mill 2. So he helps with setting up the drop. And he has move so he can chump block attacks along with the Soul Guard and stuff. And he's not bad either in stats. 6k defense, nothing to laugh at. He can swing for 2, 6k power, he can swing over a couple of things, so yeah. So he's a pretty amazing card. Helps set up the drop a little bit too, because with executioners you want to hit at least 20 cards. You want to hit at least 20 cards and draw for most of your cards, and then 30 and drop for 1 card. So yeah, that's pretty much there about executioner. So yeah, 4 Gepard. Next, my size 3 of the deck, one of my 2 size 3s. We have Master of the Searing Executioners, Garros. I know why do I have 1 rare and 1 buddy rare? Well, I can't get another buddy rare, and I like it, and I don't know, it just looks cool. I don't know, both of them look cool, but yeah. Pay 3 gauge to call, and when he enters the field, I can put a mill top 5. If I have 15 or more cards in my drop, he gets critical +1 and penetrate. So combined with him, he can be a 4 crit with double attack, soul guard, penetrate, and lifelink 2. And lifelink 2 is one of the small lifelinks, which is nice. So yay! Lifelink 2 is like really nothing because I can gain the life back from Ikaruga. So yay! This card is amazing. And this card just rips people in half. Like, if they place something in the center, he's tearing through centers. Like, he's retardedly good. So, 2 of him. Next, we have Garros' Impact form, who is also retardedly good. 12.55 for stats. Call cost is pay through gauge and put a monster or get a Verdict Judgment from my field into the drop. When he enters the field, if I have 20 or more cards in my drop zone, or my opponent has 20 or more cards in my drop zone, so either of us, pop all monsters, nuke my opponent's board of monsters. Nuke all my opponent's monsters. And then if me or my opponent have 30 or more cards in drop, when he attacks alone, my opponent cannot use or cast counter. One major thing. Iron. Stupid sword. Cannot nullify his attack. Because he specifically has the wording, cannot use or cast counters. So that means original Quantaguanif will not work on him. Because he is preventing your opponent from using it. Because a Quantaguanif's nullify effect is a counter that they use when a monster attacks alone. So, since they can't use it, they can't nullify, I hit them for 5 with a 1 attacking a monster. That is amazing. That is ridiculous. This man is not playing games. He like, if you thought original Garros is ripping through center, this man's ripping through my opponent's life. He has 5 crit damage and everything, so he is amazing. He's just very stupid. Like, one of the most stupid impacts in the game. But Ball Burst Smasher has nothing on this man. I'm just saying. So yeah, 3 of him. For the spell lineup, because that's all for the monsters, we have 2 Demon Wayne Jigo Quazo. Yes, I play this card. I can call a Skull Warrior an Executioner for my drop by paying its call cost. And at the beginning of my... So that's its first effect. The second effect is at the beginning of my main phase, if this card's in my drop, I can pay 2 gauge to grab back to my hand, which is only why I play 2, because you can get it back from the drop when it's on effect. So, yeah, I can call this thing from the drop without... I don't even have to impact call it. I can just call it from the drop using this. Because all I need to do is pay 3 gauge and kill and get rid of a monster or a gate. That's all I need to do. So yeah, this can potentially get the impact monster onto the field. That is amazing. And this card's pretty good. So yeah. 2 of it. Next we play 3 copies of Damiens Decision. Mill top 2, if there's an Executioners among them, get engaged, draw a card. Simple as that. Pretty solid card, very good for getting advantage and stuff like that. Next we have 3 copies of Shadow Crusader. For its cast cost, I mill top 3. Next time I take damage, it is reduced by 3. So, basically quiescence, but helps settle my drop. So, yeah. Very, very good card. 3 copies. Next, we got 4 copies of the core of the deck, the Heart and Soul. Get a Verdict Judgment, the card as I've been talking about before, with the monsters and stuff. Basically, so this is the set spell for the Executioners. What this card does is mill top 2. If there's an Executioners among them, I get engaged. Second effect is I pay 3 gauge. If I do, I put in Executioners, not monster, not spell, not item, not all that. Any Executioners within those categories. From my drop into my hand. Then if I have 15 or more Executioners in my drop zone, I get to draw a card. That is amazing. This thing recycles things from the drop and then allows me to get an extra draw while I'm at it if I have a certain amount in drop, which is amazing. So yeah, like I said, Executioners like to have that drop setup. So for those who didn't know, but I mean everybody knows that. So yeah, very, very good. But if I have 14 and a Dawn in a drop, this will not go off because Dawn is not an Executioner. It's an Omni Lord, so that's why I can play it in the deck. But yeah, so very important card. This card makes the deck. 4 copies of Demon Weight Akashigiri. Pay a gauge, mill top 2, draw a card. Then if I have 10 or more cards in my drop, draw another card. So basically a nice one for Executioners. Simple as that. Nothing else to say. Next we have Own Style Sleight of Fame. This is basically the dark energy for Executioners, but it works for any Executioner. That includes item, set, spell, monster, anything, and then as long as it has Executioner attribute. So nullifies destruction. Pretty much, yeah, nullifies destruction. So yeah, for Own Style Sleight of Fame. Very amazing card. 4 copies of Infernal Rule. This is literally Death Grip for Executioners, but a little better. I can only cast 5 Executioners if fail. Pay Gauge. Destroy a size 2 or less monster on my opponent's field. Then, or if I had 20 or more cards in my draw, destroy a card on my opponent's field instead. So hit an item, hit a set spell, hit an impact set, like Lethal Formation, hit anything. Hit any size monster. It could be size, I can hit size 3s with this. This card is retarded. Really good. So if I have the 20 or more, this basically becomes Pay Gauge Pop Anything. That is retarded. That is very good. Executioner's got these good spells. Like, this is crazy. Next up, we have Hell Shield. I can only cast if I have an Executioners on the field. Pay Gauge, nullify the attack. If I have 10 or more, Gauge 2. So basically, I just played it for free. And then if I have 15 or more, deal 1 damage to my opponent. So this is like a free shield, pretty much. This is basically a blue shield and the red shield put together in one. But, like, it's really good. So, yeah. Executioners is blue/red shield. Really good card. Last but not least, we have 4 copies of Executioner Hammer Hell's Fander, or like what I like to call it, Fan the Hammer. But, it's a 2/2. If I have 15 or more cards in my drop zone, it gets critical +2. So it becomes a 2/4. This is my preferred weapon because, I mean, Silver Gibson is a good card. I'm not gonna be, but I already have too many cards in the deck that gives me advantage. I don't need any more cards like that. This is damage output. I need more damage output. So this card helps with the damage output, and it does a lot. So yeah. So 4 copies of this card. That is the end of the deck profile. So give me 1 minute. Alright, so yeah. Like I said, that was the end of the deck profile. So like, comment, and subscribe for more Buddyfight content. Let me know what you guys think of this deck in the comments below. This is Devlon of TBI going out. Later, guys.